advice to the riders, because I think sometimes the misnomer, the assumption is, oh, this trail just magically appears, and they talked about it in a conference, and all of a sudden here it is. But what can you advise the riders that maybe aren't in clubs to do as far as trying to be responsible and try to better the image of our sport?
I know Mark will have some ideas on this as well, but first and foremost, ride safely and responsibly. Wear the appropriate gear. Stay on the designated trails. If you see a fellow rider, talk to them. Understand that this is a community, and when we're out riding, we love to be around other people who like to ride, and we can have conversations. And I think through that we can better understand each other, and as enthusiasts, do what we need to do to ensure not only that we maintain our trails, but something that's very important to me, and that's the safety and also keeping the trails sustainable. I would also say you asked for the one thing that enthusiasts would do, and it's patience. We see a lot of new entrants into the advocacy area, or getting involved in OHV advocacy, I guess is the right word. And they flame out quick because they go hard, and they see success stories, but they only see the last year of a success story. And if you really want lots of new single track, that relationship we were just talking about didn't develop in 3 weeks, right?
No.
It takes time. It takes patience. It takes a little bit of banging your head against the wall. And that's a great reason to come to NOHVCCC conference or to join a club like yours, because you can commiserate with one another and you can sort of celebrate incremental baby steps as opposed to expecting to take the whole, all of it at once. And so patience would be mine, but I'm sure Mark has that.
Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
I think Duane hit on the important one there at the end is if you're not in a club, join a club. That's a direct channel to land managers to get correct information on what's going on about the ground, out on the ground. Internet forums that can have all sorts of different information on there can really get you in trouble. Join a club. It's still a great way to communicate with the land managers, find out about volunteer projects, and just be involved with your sport and, be in the driver's seat of the future of your recreation rather than sitting back and waiting for things to happen to you. The next thing is sound. Sound is the number one killer for us. Going after that loud pipe is, you may think it sounds cool, but it's the thing we get beat up on more than anything else from the sport. So, pay attention to local sound limits, keep your machine quiet. They've made a lot of advances to where you can have horsepower and not have a super loud machine. And I think that's pretty important. And I think the last thing that we really need to think about as riders goes beyond the riding is that we need to be involved. We don't show up near as well as the people who don't like motorized recreation.
Yes.
We get beat on travel plans and collaboratives because there's people that live to show up to those meetings. They are involved. They are the squeaky wheel, and they tend to get what they want. Again, that's, taking the driver's seat, controlling your destiny and deciding what your trails are going to look like in the future rather than having somebody decide for you. And, it's not as fun as riding or even going out and do a trail work day, but it's a very necessary part of the process.